Hey everyone, it's Jessica Edwards in Wilmington, North Carolina. So I had an interesting conversation multiple times recently. It's come up from a seller perspective and a buyer perspective about recording devices in homes. So video, a lot of people have cameras outside, inside their homes. A ton of people, I would say more than not, have Ring or doorbells that record audio and visual. And it's come up from a buyer perspective because we had a property, a pretty high-end property that had a lot of security, a lot of cameras. And we always try to remind buyers, even if you can't visually see it, that when you do go in the house in today's world of technology, to just sort of assume that the seller could potentially be watching you and listening to you, or listening to you. And I'm not going to get into whether it's legal, where it's legal, how it's legal, not legal, but it's just a fact that they very well, whether it's legal or not, could be watching and listening to you. Why does that matter? That matters because if you're talking about specific things about an offer, if you know you're going to make an offer, if you want the house and it's like, this is the house, you don't want them to know that this is your dream house or this is it, this is the one. If you're trying to negotiate on that offer, just any little things, anything negative about the home that a seller could take offense to could hurt your chances in a multiple offer situation. So from a buyer perspective, just assume that somebody's always listening. From a seller perspective, I think you just need to really take a step back. I don't find that there's a ton of benefit to sellers. I had a conversation recently where they could hear, when the agent and their clients left, what they were saying about the home. And I think it creates more anxiety than anything. And I always tell people, we always try to get feedback from agents and get their opinions and the buyer's opinions of a property. You're going to have one-off comments. It's happened. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. And, you might have a one-off comment that the house smelled funny. It was too dark, this, that. And I always tell my sellers, if you hear a comment, if somebody says something one time, just let it go. If you start to hear something multiple times, like the house smells funny or it's too dark or whatever, and we hear it from multiple people, then that's something that we can address. But it doesn't really do any constructive good, sort of, I guess, to try to listen in. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that's saying, well, if you're a seller, could help your negotiation, what they're going to offer. I just take the approach that, let the buyer's agent and the buyer kind of do their thing. Good karma, I guess, rather than listening in or spying in. So these are my thoughts. Would love to hear what you have to think about this from the buying side and from the selling side. Of course, as always, feel free to comment, like us, subscribe, and check us out at thecarolinasfinest.com. Thanks so much for listening. Have a wonderful day.